In many stories, a magical weapon is a prize, a sword and a stone, a hammer only the worthy can lift. But in Chinese myth, a magical weapon is often something people are afraid to touch, because these weapons don't just change battles, they change fates. Again and again, Chinese stories follow the same unsettling pattern. When a weapon becomes too powerful, it doesn't get celebrated, it gets sealed, buried, or taken away from the world. Why would a civilization famous for legendary warriors be afraid of its own weapons? The answer becomes clear when we look at the stories themselves. Who wielded these weapons, when they appeared, and what happened because of them? The paired swords, Ganjiang and Moya, late spring and autumn period. 春秋时期, state of Wu, 吴越春秋. Now, Ganjiang and his wife Moya were legendary swordsmiths serving King He Lu of Wu. The king ordered them to forge a pair of peerless swords in just 3 months. But the furnace would not melt the metal. The fire burned, the bellows roared. Nothing worked. Now, according to the book Wu Yue Chunqiu, Moya realized the problem was not technical, it was spiritual. There was not enough human qi in the furnace. To correct this, Ganjiang and Moya cut their hair and fingernails and cast them into the fire. 300 children were gathered to pump the bellows, adding breath and life to the forge. Only then, after 3 years, not 3 months, do the swords finally emerge. They are named after the couple themselves. Ganjiang secretly keeps the male sword, Ganjiang Jian, and presents the female sword, Moya Jian, to the king. Now, the king is already furious. The deadline has passed. The secret has been withheld. When the king learns that Ganjiang kept one sword, he orders him executed. Years later, Ganjiang's son retrieves the hidden blade and uses it to assassinate the king, fulfilling the violence that was forged into the swords from the very beginning. Guan Yu, Green Dragon Crescent Blade, Qinglong Yanyue Dao, Late Eastern Han Dynasty, Donghan Monian, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Sanguo Yanyi. Guan Yu lived during a time of political collapse. The Han Dynasty was disintegrating. Warlords fought endlessly for legitimacy and survival. In this chaos, Guan Yu became legendary, not just for his strength, but for his unwavering loyalty and moral clarity. His weapon? The Green Dragon Crescent Blade. Qinglong Yanyue Dao is described as an extraordinarily heavy and nearly impossible to wield. In Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Sanguo Yanyi, it cuts through armor, horses, and enemy formations with terrifying efficiency. But the stories are careful. The blade does not create Guan Yu's righteousness, it reflects it. His discipline gives the weapon control. His loyalty gives it purpose. And here is the warning hidden in the legend. After Guan Yu's death, the weapon does not pass cleanly to another hero. No successor is remembered for wielding it successfully. The implication is clear. Placed in the hands of someone driven by ambition, fear, or cruelty, the same blade would become catastrophic. In Chinese myth, magical weapons do not correct the wielder, they amplify them. Sun Wukong and the weapon that created dependence. Ruyi Jinggu Bang, mythical antiquity, compiled during the Ming Dynasty. Journey to the West. Ji. Sun Wukong's weapon was not forged as a weapon at all. The Ruyi Jinggu Bang was originally a cosmic iron pillar used to stabilize the ocean. Only Sun Wukong could lift it. Only Sun Wukong could command it. The staff can change size, change weight, grow large enough to pin oceans, shrink small enough to hide behind his ear. Early in the story of Journey to the West, Ji, it makes Sun Wukong unstoppable. Armies fall. Heaven itself struggles to restrain him. But this power comes at a cost. Because the staff solves every problem through force, Sun Wukong relies on it constantly. He fights first, reflects later. Only after imprisonment beneath the Five Elements Mountain, Wuxingshan, and later spiritual discipline under the monk Xuanzang, does he begin to mature. The lesson is precise. The staff was never evil, but it made wisdom optional. Chinese myth repeatedly warns that a weapon which removes struggle can delay cultivation. These weapons were not born from cultivation or virtue. They were born from obsession, coercion, and sacrifice. They did exactly what they were made to do. And once their purpose was complete, the legend says they vanished from history. The warning is unmistakable. Weapons forged with unresolved human qi do not belong in a stable world. Across these three examples, a consistent rule emerges. Chinese magical weapons are dangerous for three reasons. First, they amplify the wielder. Second, they create dependence. And third, they carry the conditions of their creation. They collapse the distance between intention and consequence, between desire and outcome. If your judgment is unstable, the damage arrives faster than correction is possible. Chinese mythology does not fear weapons because they kill. It fears them because they work too well, too quickly, without mercy for mistakes. Once a weapon becomes truly legendary, it stops asking what you want to do and starts revealing who you already are. If you want more stories like this about legendary weapons, hidden rules, and the dangerous side of myth, like, subscribe, and become a member. If you want to hear more ancient stories, check out my other channel, Jared Tells Tales. And tell me in the comments, would you trust yourself with a weapon that remembers why it was made? Until next time, 再见! If you enjoy the deeper meaning behind Chinese culture, folklore, legends, and strange true stories, then come explore more with me on Jared Tells Tales, where mystery, meaning, and the otherworldly still live on. Click the link to watch your first tale.